In this video, I'm going to share with you the difference between smoking DMT and taking ayahuasca. My name is Alice, I'm from A Whole New High. Welcome to our channel. So ayahuasca, the plant from the Amazon, is taken in ceremonies, usually together with another plant. Every shaman has a different plant, so there are many different plants, but this plant contains DMT. So now I'm going to tell you the difference between taking ayahuasca with DMT, taking it into your digestive system, compared to smoking DMT, and what it is like. So DMT is a substance that gives you visions. If you take ayahuasca without DMT, you will not have these beautiful, colorful visions that people talk about when they take ayahuasca. That is the DMT that adds to the ayahuasca journey. When you smoke DMT, you will also have these visions. They're usually very colorful. Very often you see otherworldly beings. Both substances can give you a feeling of oneness, can give you the feeling of being connected to something higher and greater than you, to the divine. Both substances will expand your consciousness. Now, what is the difference between smoking it and ingesting it? So DMT is usually it's not a substance that you can just ingest and it will work on you. Your body would usually just immediately send the DMT out and it wouldn't have any effect. But if you combine it with ayahuasca, which is a MAOI inhibitor, then the DMT plant can be activated in your system. And that's the first big difference. When you ingest it, it takes a lot longer than if you smoke it. So an ayahuasca ceremony, they say that it's usually around 6 hours, but I have personally experienced ayahuasca ceremonies that lasted 13 hours. So that's the first big difference. The DMT smoking will probably last at the most 1 hour, but usually much shorter. Usually 10, 15, 30 minutes. That's a DMT experience, a smoking DMT experience. Then the other big difference is if you take ayahuasca, of course you have the vine of ayahuasca as a spirit in the experience as well, who guides you, who is a very cleansing medicine, and it will rid you of negative energies and you will vomit, most likely. Not everybody vomits, but most people do. It also cleanses your digestive system, so you have that effect on ayahuasca. You do not have that effect when you smoke DMT. The smoking DMT is often used in more of a friends setting, like people get together and they smoke it. And ayahuasca is more often used in a ceremonial setting, and it's taken more seriously and with intention and for healing. It doesn't mean that you cannot also use DMT smoking for healing and for therapeutic purposes. You can. It's just most often not used in that way. The reason ayahuasca is used for healing more often is because it really makes you face your demons, your inner demons, your beliefs. It really brings you in touch with that and brings it up. And because the ceremony is so much longer, you have a lot more time to really look into all these things inside of yourself. And of course, you can also have an experience where you look inside of yourself, and then from there you go into other dimensions and see other universes. But when you smoke DMT, that's much more likely to happen immediately. It doesn't happen for everyone, but you kind of you smoke it and you end up in a different dimension very often. It's really hard to compare because everybody has such different experiences. So we're trying to put them into kind of a box, which it's hard to do because they are already so different with everyone that it's a bit difficult to compare. But I'm doing the best I can here with all the people that I've spoken to that have taken ayahuasca and DMT, and these were a lot, and like box these experiences together and compare them. So with DMT, what a lot of people do say is when they smoke it is like, oh my god, this is really weird. And that's because it also acts immediately. Like you smoke it, take a deep inhale, and then it shoots you into a different world. It can also really shoot you inside of yourself. That most often you hear that people like end up in this really surreal world and images, and they often meet different beings that live there. Sometimes these are very welcoming beings, and sometimes they look at you and be like, what the fuck are you doing here? And it's an incredible experience. It's much shorter. It takes, as I said, 15 to 30 minutes. Yeah, and it's a bit more like ayahuasca has a reputation to being cryptic. I feel smoking DMT is even more cryptic. So don't necessarily always know where you end up, what you're doing, where you're doing, and what that actually means, what you're seeing. Some people also see themselves, like they leave their body and they have like a kind of near-death experience where they can see themselves from like they're like floating in the room, and they look down and see themselves lying there. Most often a DMT experience is described with being in a very different surreal world that is even a bit weird because it's so unfamiliar, or meeting God, meeting the divine. And an ayahuasca experience is described as a very healing experience where you let go of your negative energies. Maybe you have to repeat some of the negativity that you have created for yourself or other people have created for yourself in your life, and you repeat it to let it go while you are also vomiting most often. And it's most often described as a release, quite a therapeutic experience. So this was my description, my comparison between DMT that you smoke and ayahuasca. If you feel like I have left out something, please let me know in the comments. If you have more questions, please let me know in the comments. Or if you want to share your experience with smoking DMT or ayahuasca, I would love to know about it. And if you like this content, please subscribe to our channel, and I hope to see you here again soon. Thank you for watching.